Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, dude. When I'm out here, making a video, whatever, and I'm goofy and this, that, and the other thing. I'm making a little skit. And that's all fine because I use my own content, right? I use like imaginary stuff. However, when I'm out like in public, and yeah, I get people like the content, they want to do it too. However, when it comes to the content that I create, it's all original, right? But at the same time, it's like if you're gonna make your own content, or you're gonna make up a scenario right in front of me, or you're gonna talk about something, don't leave my name and my family out of it, like, or leave what I've talked about in public out of it, right? Like, for sometimes if you joke around about the wrong thing, if you joke around about an individual, that could be very highly offensive to that individual, including me. So, when it comes to like for example, I was sitting out, at the train tracks there, and there's a training center over there, and what did I do with my lighter? This is awkward. There it is. And it's like, you got like several people surrounding me, and they're all making up conversations, this, that, and the other thing, and acting. And it's like, well, yeah, it pertains to the whole story here of my life, and you guys are too in tune with it, and then you're like building off of it. Well, my story with my family is highly traumatic, so it's like, if you're gonna sit here and literally like build off of a joke of my own story, sorry, I don't want you to do that. If you're gonna do that, don't do it around me, for the very reasoning of my story with my family was very traumatic, and with all due respect, you building off of it is just creating weird fucking brainwaves and weird scenarios based off of the PTSD I already have. And then at the same time, it's like, let's cut down to the chase. I was left out on the street 2 or 3 months into a brain injury. Like, see? Look at that. 2 or 3 months into a brain injury, dude. I was left on the street. Like, I don't want to show the whole thing, but that goes way back in the center of my head, dude. And it's like, I had to heal on the street. And that's part of the trauma in which I endured, rather. Endured is the right word. It's part of the trauma in which I endured with my family. Please don't build off of my story or, what I've been through if you're gonna make content or be around me, dude. For that just scares the shit out of me. In other words, confuses me, because I already know my story, and then you just spin off and do some weird shit with it. And it's like, well, now my brain's doing weird shit. And then now my lighter's doing weird shit. And then I don't know what I'm doing. And then you sit down, again. And you light a cigarette. And it's like, you take one more puff before you play the guitar. You pull the guitar out of nowhere. It's like it came out of your ass. And then you just do some weird shit. All right. Hey, what happened to the, and then you start going, well, I saw it's less dangerous. Here we are now, entertainers. I feel stupid and contagious. Here we are now, entertainers. I'm a idol. And after that, you're like, Billie Jean's not my lover. She's just a girl. Saying I am the one. And then your brain goes, oh. You know? It's like, what the hell?